Chapter 17. To the way station. Meg McCaffrey eats my bread. I cry godly tears. Heloise and Abelard knew where to go. They circled the way station roof until a section of shingles slid open, allowing the griffins to spiral into the great hall. They landed on the ledge, side by side in their nests, as Josephine and Leo scrambled up the ladders to join us. Josephine threw her arms first around Heloise's neck, then Abelard's. "Oh, my sweethearts, you're alive!" The griffins cooed and leaned against her in greeting. Josephine beamed at Meg McCaffrey. "Welcome! I'm Joe." Meg blinked, apparently not used to such enthusiastic greeting. Calypso half climbed, half tumbled down from Heloise's back. She would have toppled off the ledge if Leo hadn't caught her. "Whoa, mamacita," he said. "You okay?" She blinked sleepily. "I'm fine. Don't fuss, and don't call me..." She crumpled against Leo, who struggled to keep her upright. He glared at me. "What'd you do to her?" "Not a thing," I protested. I believe Calypso managed some magic." I explained what had happened at the zoo, our encounter with Lacherces, our escape, and how the arena's netting had suddenly shot into the sky like a squid from a water cannon. One of Poseidon's less successful prototype weapons. Meg added unhelpfully. "It was crazy." "Lacherces," Leo muttered. "I hate that guy. Is Cal going to be okay?" Josephine checked Calypso's pulse, then pressed a hand against her forehead. Slumped against Leo's shoulder, the sorceress snored like a razorback sow. "She's a blown circuit," Josephine announced. "Blown a circuit?" Leo yelped. "I don't like blown circuits. It's just an expression, bud," said Josephine. "She's overextended herself magically. We should get her to Emmy in the infirmary. Here." Josephine scooped up Calypso. Ignoring the ladder, she jumped off the ledge and landed easily on the floor 20 feet below. Leo scowled. "I could have done that." He turned to Meg. No doubt he recognized her from my many tales of woe. After all, young girls in spotlight-colored clothing and rhinestone cat-eye glasses were not common. "You're Meg McCaffrey," he decided. "Yep." "Cool. I'm Leo, and, he pointed at me. I understand you can, control this guy?" I cleared my throat. "We merely cooperate. I'm not controlled by anyone, right, Meg?" "Slap yourself," Meg commanded. I slapped myself. Leo grinned. "Oh, this is too good. I'm going to check on Calypso, but later we need to talk." He slid down the ladder railings, leaving me with a deep sense of foreboding. The griffins settled in their nest, clucking contentedly to each other. I was no griffin midwife, but Heloise, thank the gods, seemed no worse for wear after her flight. I faced Meg. My cheeks stung where I'd slapped myself. My pride had been trampled like Lacherces under a herd of combat ostriches. Nevertheless, I felt remarkably happy to see my young friend. "You rescued me." Then I added two words that never come easily to a god. "Thank you." Meg gripped her elbows. On her middle fingers, her gold rings glinted with the crescent symbol of her mother, Demeter. I had bandaged her cut thigh as best I could while we were in flight, but she still looked shaky on her feet. I thought she might cry again, but when she met my eyes, she wore her usual willful expression, as if she were about to call me poop face or order me to play princess version of dragon with her. I never got to be the princess. "I didn't do it for you," she said. I tried to process that meaningless phrase. "Then why, that guy?" She waved her fingers over her face, indicating Lacherces' scars. "He was bad." "Well, I can't argue with that." "And the ones who drove me from New York." She made her icky expression. "Marcus, Vortigern. They said things, what they would do in Indianapolis." She shook her head. "Bad things." I wondered if Meg knew that Marcus and Vortigern had been beheaded for letting her escape. I decided not to mention it. If Meg was really curious, she could check their Facebook status updates. Next to us, the griffins struggled in for a well-deserved rest. They tucked their heads under their wings and purred, which would have been quite cute if they didn't sound like chainsaws. "Meg," I faltered. I felt as if a plexiglass wall divided us, though I wasn't sure whom it was protecting from whom. I wanted to say so many things to her, but wasn't sure how. I summoned my courage. "I'm going to try." Meg studied me warily. "Try what?" "To tell you how I feel. To clear the air. Stop me if I say something wrong, but I think it's obvious we still need each other." She didn't respond. "I don't blame you for anything," I continued. "The fact that you left me alone in the Grove of Dodona. That you lied about your stepfather. Stop." I waited for her faithful servant Peaches, the Carpos, to fall from the heavens and tear my scalp off. It didn't happen. "What I mean," I tried again, "is that I'm sorry for everything you've been through. None of it was your fault. You shouldn't blame yourself. That fiend Nero played with your emotions. Twisted your thoughts. Stop. Perhaps I could put my feelings into a stop. Or I could tell you a story about a similar thing that once happened to me. Stop. A short riff on my ukulele? Stop! This time, though, I detected the faintest hint of a smile tugging at the corner of Meg's mouth. Can we at least agree to work together? I asked. The Emperor in this city is searching for us both. If we don't stop him, he'll do many more bad things. Meg raised her left shoulder to her ear. Okay. A gentle cracking sound came from the griffin's nest. Green shoots were sprouting from the dry hay, perhaps a sign of Meg's improving mood. I remembered Cleander's words in my nightmare. You should have realized how powerful she's becoming. Meg had somehow tracked me to the zoo. She'd caused ivy to grow until it collapsed her roof. She'd made bamboo plants swallow a squad of Germani. She'd even teleported away from her escorts and Dayton using a clump of dandelions. Few children of Demeter had ever had such abilities. Still, I was under no illusions that Meg and I could skip away from here, arm in arm, her problems forgotten. Sooner or later she'd have to confront Nero again. Her loyalties would be tested, her fears played upon. I could not let her be free for past, even with the best song or ukulele riff. Meg rubbed her nose. Is there any food? I hadn't realized how tense I'd been until I relaxed. If Meg was thinking of food, we were back on the path to normalcy. There is food. I lowered my voice. Mind you, it isn't as good as Sally Jackson's 7-layer dip, but Emmy's fresh-baked bread and homemade cheese are quite acceptable. Behind me, a voice said dryly, So glad you approve. I turned. At the top of the ladder, Emmy was glaring griffin claws at me. Lady Britomardis is downstairs. She wants to talk with you. The goddess did not say thank you. She did not shower me with praise, offer me a kiss, or even give me a free magic net. Britomardis simply waved to seats across the dining table and said, Sit. She was dressed in a gauzy black dress over a fishnet bodysuit, a look that reminded me of Stevie Nicks circa 1981. We did a fabulous duet on Stop Dragging My Heart Around. I got 0 credit on the album, though. She propped her leather boots on the dining table as if she owned the place, which I guess she did, and twirled her auburn braid between her fingers. I checked my seat, then Meg's for any spring-activated explosive devices, but without Leo's expert eye, I couldn't be sure. My only hope? Britomardis looked distracted, perhaps too distracted for her usual fun and games. I sat. Happily, my glutos did not explode. A simple meal had been laid out. More salad, bread, and cheese. I hadn't realized it was lunchtime, but when I saw the food, my stomach growled. I reached for the loaf of bread. Emmy pulled it away and gave it to Meg. Emmy smiled sweetly. Apollo, I wouldn't want you to eat anything that's only acceptable. There's plenty of salad, though. I stared miserably at the bowl of lettuce and cucumbers. Meg grabbed the entire bread loaf and ripped off a chunk, chewing it with gusto. Well, I say chewing. Meg stuffed so much into her mouth it was difficult to know if her teeth ever connected. Britomardis placed her fingers in front of her. Even that simple gesture looked like an elaborate snare. Emmy, she said. How is the sorceress? Resting comfortably, my lady, said Emmy. Leo and Josephine are looking in on her. Ah, here they are now. Josephine and Leo strode toward the dining table. Leo's arms spread like the Rio de Janeiro Christ statue. You can all relax, he announced. Calypso is okay. The net goddess grunted as if disappointed. A thought struck me. I frowned at Britomardis. The net over the arena. Nets are your department. You helped blast it away, didn't you? Calypso couldn't have done that magic by herself. Britomardis smirked. I may have jump-started her power a bit. She'll be more useful to me if she can master her old abilities. Leo dropped his arms. But you could have killed her. The goddess shrugged. Probably not, but it's hard to say. Tricky stuff, magic. You never know when or how it's going to come out. She spoke with distaste, as if magic were some poorly controlled bodily function. Leo's ears began to smoke. He stepped toward the goddess. Josephine grabbed his arm. Let it go, bud. Between Emmy and me, we can take care of your girl. Leo wagged a finger at Britomardis. You're lucky these ladies are such bosses. Jo here, she told me that with enough time and training, she could probably help Calypso get her magic back all the way. Josephine shifted, her wrenches clinking in the pockets of her coveralls. Leo, did you know she was a gangster? He grinned at me. Jo knew Al Capone. She had the secret identity. Leo! He flinched. Which isn't my place to talk about. Oh, look, food. He took a seat and began cutting the cheese. Britomardis pressed her hands against the table. But enough about this sorceress, Apollo. I must admit you did moderately well retrieving my griffins. Moderately well? I bit back a few nasty comments. I wondered if demigods ever felt the need to restrain themselves when facing ungrateful gods like this. Nah, surely not. I was special and different. And I deserve better treatment. So glad you approve, I muttered. Britomardis' smile was thin and cruel. I imagined nets wrapping around my feet, constricting the flow of blood in my ankles. As promised, I will now reward you. I'll give you information that'll lead you directly to the palace of the Emperor, where you'll either make us proud, or be executed in some horrible but creative fashion.